Today we're going to be creating an epic product unboxing video at home just using our phones, some things that you can easily find around your house and InVideo's online editor. We'll share the entire process with you guys along with some easy tips and tricks that you can use to create your own product unboxing videos even if you've never edited a video before. Now before we go any forward, it's important that you guys meet the product that we are going to be unboxing today. It is this RGB mousepad which looks extremely cool. I just felt this would be the perfect product for today's video. At the same time could be a cool addition to my work desk. Now before we go ahead and start shooting, there are certain things that you need to understand. Most products have their own target audience, basically people who are most likely to invest or put their money into the product. So in order to create an impactful and successful unboxing video, it's extremely important that you understand your target audience and accordingly plan your shots. For example, for today's product, I know the target audience is mostly gamers. So these are the people who are most likely to invest their money into things which will make their setup or their workstation look fancy. At the same time, they would not waste a lot of time watching me unboxing the product, but would actually want to watch how the product adds to their entire setup or their workstation. So this brings me to the two key points that I need to keep in mind while making the video. I need to keep the video space extremely fast. This means that it needs to have a lot of fast transitions. At the same time, I need to emphasize more on the final product. So I hope now you guys understand the importance of understanding your target audience and accordingly planning your video. So before we start shooting, let's talk about my setup. The first thing that we need to do is actually choose the right background for our video. As in unboxing videos, background plays a very important role and sets the theme of the entire video. So you can use different card sheets, cloths, textures to create different kind of backgrounds. Fortunately for me, I have this table right over here and this has a very nice wooden texture to it. So I'm going to be using this for today's video. Next thing, let's talk about lighting. For today's video, I'm using this softbox right over here. Now, in case y'all don't have a softbox, y'all can always make use of window and sunlight. That's a very easy way of getting some natural lighting. I have a softbox, so I'm gonna make use of it. Finally, talking about the last thing in the setup, that is my mobile settings. Now, we are gonna be shooting most of this video in 120 frames per second. This is the slow motion mode inside your phones, so make sure you make use of it. Some videos I'm gonna be taking in 60, some in 120, so it's gonna be a mixture of both. So the shooting process can be divided into 3 steps. Number 1, unboxing the Amazon packaging, which will lead us to step number 2, which is showing the outer packaging of our main product. Then coming down to number 3, which is the most important one, which is how the product looks once we add it to our work desk. Okay, now when it comes to the first part, which is unboxing the Amazon package, this is probably the most boring part of the video because the packaging is very unattractive. People don't know what exactly they can expect to see inside. So to cover up the unattractiveness of this, we will use some transitions and some effects to make it look more interesting and more fun to watch. And these transitions will be in-camera transitions, so you don't need to do a lot in the editing, but this will be actually happening in your phone itself. Just have a look. For the first shot, I'm going to be taking advantage of the small size of the phone and I'm going to be doing a rotating shot. So I'm going to be holding the phone something like this and she's going to be lifting the package. Finally, can you lift the package? And 1, 2, 3. Something like this and that. I'm going to be also ending the shot with a swipe down with the phone and I'm going to be starting the next shot with a swipe down like this. So when I connect it in the edit, it's going to look extremely nice. Now all this might sound complicated right now. Let me just show you guys what exactly we're trying to do. I'm using the 0.5 lens, that means the ultra wide lens on the phone, because this is giving a larger than life look to the entire product and the subject. So it's just, giving it this really cool looking effect. So as we spoke before, the last shot was ended in a downward motion. So the next shot will be also starting from a similar motion so that in the edit we can create a seamless transition. So we are done shooting the first shot and the second shot, guys. And now if we edit them together, this is what the result looks like. So for the third shot, guys, you're going to be requiring a stool, something like this, a small stand or a stool on which you can stand on. Now, this will be used to actually create a top-down shot. This is very common in unboxing videos and usually professionals use a C-stand for this. This is basically a tripod which is shaped in a T shape. But as we are using things that we can easily find inside our house, we are going to be using this tool and I'm going to be standing on it behind and I'm going to be taking the shot something like this. Another reason these top-down shots are extremely important because this angle is really good for giving your viewer a very clear representation of what they can expect inside the product and how the product is exactly. And this is the reason you will see top-down shots to be very common in unboxing videos. So no matter what you're unboxing, make sure to use this angle. Now keep in mind, keeping your hands steady are extremely important for this shot. But let's take the shot and let's see how it comes. So now that we've got to the main product, it's really important that we show the viewers the external packaging. As this is an unboxing video, every element is extremely important and everything should be showcased properly. So I'm just going to be taking some cinematic shots of the external packaging of the product, giving my viewers an idea of what exactly is visible on the packaging, the material used, and just giving them an overall feel of what they can expect when it comes to the outer packaging. Coming down to the final shots, this is where we show the final product and how it looks on the workstation. I started out by clearing my desk because I wanted zero distractions in my final shots. We have the setup ready for the final shot, guys. This is the final product. I've also cleared out my desk. The next thing I'm gonna do is black out the room and we'll start taking some shots. So here we are, the setup for the final shot is ready. I have darked out the room. Also I've played this video on YouTube which adds to the entire theme and the vibe of the product. Now do understand this, guys, these are the final shots. This is where the viewer decides that if they are going to be buying the product or no. So make sure you go the extra step for this one. Make sure everything is clean, there are no distractions, and make it look as aesthetic as you can. The one thing I made sure after I started shooting is that I kept the frame extremely tight. This way most of the distractions are cut out and the viewer's attention is constantly on the product. Also for the final shots, I kept my camera movements extremely slow. This is because we want the viewers to have a proper visual experience of the product and how it looks. And after we're done with that, it's time to start editing. But with this, we come to an end of the entire shooting process. Now the next thing to do is actually import our footage to our computers and start editing. But before we do that, there is a small process that we need to do. The first thing I'm going to do is actually open up gallery, go through all the footage that we shot today and exactly find the video that I'm going to be using for my final edit. Although the clip looks great, there is a small flaw in it, and that is that the entire video is in slow motion. And for the final edit, I want some parts to be slow and some parts to be fast. And we can actually make this change inside the mobile itself. So I'm gonna go ahead, press on the footage, press edit on top. So now you all can see that in the editor, you all have been given two markers. These markers actually signify the parts of the video which are in slow motion. I want the slow motion to start somewhere over here before she lifts off the box. And I want it to end right there. Something like this. Okay. So now that when I play the footage, it looks something like this. I think that looks perfect. And in a similar way, I'm going to do the changes to all the other footages and then import them to my computer, and then we'll start editing. So finally, it's time we start our editing process. The first thing I'm going to do is hop onto InVideo, create a blank canvas because we want to create a video from the scratch. Make a video. InVideo is gonna load a timeline for me. Now just to save up some time, I've already uploaded all the footage that we require for today's edit. So we're gonna start off with the first scene, which is this particular clip over here. Okay, so I'm gonna first crop it to the start point. So I want the video to start somewhere over here, something like this. Now we want to end this video before the motion stops, and that is because we want to create a seamless transition with the next clip. So that is only possible if the clip is in motion, and that's why I'm gonna end the clip somewhere over here itself while it's moving, and I'm gonna press done. Now the video is gonna be imported. Okay, now I'm gonna create another scene and add our second clip into it. So again, we wanna start this clip while it's in motion because we wanna create a seamless transition. Now I'm gonna start off somewhere over here and we're gonna end it somewhere over here and click done. Let's see how it looks now. I think that looks beautiful. Wow, look at how seamless that looks. Perfect. Now in a similar fashion, I'm gonna go ahead and put the entire timeline, just adding the clips, and after that we'll add some effects to it. So you'll enjoy the time lapse. I'm just gonna go ahead and add the entire timeline. After spending some time working on this, I've finally put all the footages in order. Now the first thing I'm gonna do is actually add some effects to some of the footages. So for example, the footage over here to here, I think a transition would look extremely good. So I'm just gonna click the square in the middle. I think a fade should look good. I think that looks pretty cool. Now at the same time, on this particular footage, I think a little bit of flare might look good. So to add a flare, I could just simply go to the left hand side panel, go to overlays. Now InVideo has a bunch of overlays. I can choose any one I want. Simple one, something like this. I can edit the time on when I want it to start. So I'm gonna have it come a little later, something like this. I think that looks nice. Now with this, the next most important thing is adding the right music. So again, I'm going to go to the left hand side section, click on music. There are a lot of different genres available over here, so you can just go through and find the perfect music for your unboxing video. Maybe something in rock. I think I really like this one, so I'm going to go ahead, click the plus icon. InVideo is going to add the song for me. I'm going to trim the music a little bit because I want the main part, the main beat to come a little bit sooner. So I'm going to crop the little bit of the start, extend the music a little bit forward. I think that looks really nice. So after this, I'm just going to go ahead, click the footage, click animate, and I'm going to be giving this a fade out. I think that looks really nice. And after this, I can go ahead, go to my upload section. Now I'm going to be adding a cinema scope to all the footages. These are basically the black bars on the top and bottom of the video. I do this for all my cinematic videos. I think it's a very simple way to achieve a really cinematic look. There we go. I'm going to resize it to fit my frame. And you all can see now the footage looks extremely cinematic. So I'll add these cinematic black bars to all the footages, and after we do that, this is what the final result looks like. So guys, if you guys like the final product, let me know in the comments below. Also, if you found this video useful, make sure to check out our previous videos from the same series where we use similar tips and tricks to create some epic promo videos. Also, let me know in the comments below what you would like to see next, because we will be covering one such product or a business every single week. But with that,
đăng ký dùng thử miễn phí phần mềm tạo video tại trang web InVideo.vn.